Today I will explain you asexual mode of reproduction in organism. First we will discuss the common features of asexual mode of reproduction. In asexual mode of reproduction, the first main important thing that it is uniparent. Only one parent is involved for the formation of offspring. Next point, there is no sex cells or gametes are formed. Next main point, in this process of formation of new generation, the type of cell division is mitosis. Next point, in this process, the new organisms do not show any variation, no variation. The other advantages of asexual mode of reproduction, that all the organisms form after the asexual reproduction, they are morphologically as well as genetically similar to each other and to their parents, and that's why they are called clones. So we get the similar copies of the parents. All the different modes of asexual reproduction are very simple and fast mode of formation of offsprings. So these are some common points related to the asexual reproduction in organisms. Now we will discuss the different modes of asexual reproduction one by one. And very first mode of asexual reproduction is fission. Fission means splitting of parent, and how many daughter cells are produced after the process, it can categorize into two headings, two types, that is binary fission and second is multiple fission. So first I will explain binary fission. As the name indicates, bi means two. After the binary fission, from a single parent, two daughter cells are produced, and the best example is amoeba. Amoeba is a unicellular organism. Fission type of asexual reproduction take place only in unicellular organism. Amoeba, in case of amoeba, it do not have any defined shape. In this, the first step is the division of nucleus. So the nucleus start to divide by mitotic 1. Then only it is followed by the division in the cytoplasm by the furrow formation. And after the complete process, here is two daughter amoebae are formed. Here the one important point to be noticed, that we are using two daughter amoebae or two daughter cells in case of binary fission. Then what about the parent? Where it goes? This parent divide into the two cells. Both the cells have equal vigor and power, and they will take the similar time for the maturation, then only it will enter into the reproduction. So both have the juvenile power, both are regenerated, and the parental identity is lost. We can't say that one is the parent and second is the new offspring or the daughter one. So as the parental identity is lost and both the cells have equal vigor, and that's why we are using the word daughter cells. This is about the binary fission in amoeba. This fission can take place at any plane, like I have drawn the diagram in this way. But binary fission in amoeba can be take place like this. It can be take place at any plane. But it is very specific in case of some organism having a specific body design, like in case of Paramecium. This is the basic design, and the division take place in this plane, horizontal plane only or transverse plane only. Same in case of the organism which have a specific feature, a specific characteristic at one end, like in case of Euglena, it has flagellum at one point. In this case, after the binary fission, both the cells should have the flagellum. So, the plane of the binary fission is longitudinal in case of Euglena. Other example of longitudinal binary fission is Leishmania. Okay, so this is about the main concept of binary fission. Now, next come to the multiple fission. The best example is malaria causal agent Plasmodium. Plasmodium, inside the human being, it reproduces by asexual reproduction a number of times. Then to gain its power again, it enter into such kind of process that is called multiple fission. In case of multiple fission, the organism first it is surrounded by a protective covering that is called cyst. And then the nucleus of the organism divide first. First step is nuclear division, then followed by the cytoplasm. The nucleus divide a number of times inside this cyst. After that, each nucleus is surrounded by the cytoplasm. And it makes a number of daughter cells. This cyst help this structure to pass on the unfavorable condition. Now, whenever the favorable condition will comes, this cyst or the parent cell will burst. The cyst will burst and it will release the daughter cells in the surrounding. This is multiple fission. Again, we are using the word daughter cells because all the cells have equal vigor and parental identity is lost. Due to the formation of cyst, it can pass on the unfavorable condition. Point to be noted that the amoeba which reproduces asexually simply by binary fission, but during unfavorable condition, this amoeba also enter into the process of multiple fission and it make a cyst surrounding it and then it form a number of offsprings and this cyst help the amoeba to pass on the unfavorable conditions. So this is about the fission. The main point takes place in unicellular organism and parental identity is lost. We have the daughter cells as a whole. Now the next asexual mode of reproduction is budding. Second, budding. Budding, the best example is unicellular yeast. It is an eukaryotic cell but unicellular. It is a kind of fungus. In yeast, if we go through the steps of budding, in this case the first step is formation of a bud from the cytoplasm. We can observe a protuberance, a growth in the cytoplasm. Then it is followed by the division in the nucleus and one nucleus move into this outgrowth that is called bud. This may detach from the parent. Then we have this parent cell and a new offspring. Here we can identify the new daughter cells and the parent one. But if it gets the suitable condition for the growth and development, then this bud further can enter into a number of budding and we can observe the birds of chain of birds. Even in such favorable condition, the birds can develop more than one place. So in case of yeast, we can observe the chain of birds After that, they will detach and form the new organism. This is the budding in yeast in a unicellular organism. If we talk about the budding, it also takes place in case of multicellular organism, and the best example is Hydra. In case of Hydra, it has well defined structure like to represent it, I can draw like this. At the time of budding, from the base of the hydra, there is starting a protuberance, a growth of the cells, that is again called bud. The cells of the bud, now they not only divide, they also differentiate into the structure of hydra. When it become mature, this bud detach from the parent body, and wherever it get the substratum, it convert into the new organism. So this is the budding in hydra. One very interesting concept about the budding. The another example is sponges. They reproduce by budding, but they did not detach from the parent body. So they make the coral reef in the coastal areas. This is due to the budding in sponges, and the bud did not detach from the parent one. So make continuous surface area, increasing the surface area with that organism. This is about the budding. Now come to the next asexual mode of reproduction, that is spore formation. Spore formation, it is also called sporulation. It takes place in a number of plants and fungus. I am giving you the example of fungi. In case of fungus, they have thread-like structure called hyphae, which is present at the food or substratum. This thread-like structure make a network that is called mycelium, and at the time of maturity, at the time of reproduction, from these hyphae there is formation of erect hyphae, and this erect hyphae, then the tip convert into the structure that is called sporangium. This sporangium is the space for the formation of spores. Here the nucleus divide a number of times, followed by the accumulation of cytoplasm, formation of cell membrane, and the most important thing, these spores are surrounded by the cell wall. They have very rigid and protective cell wall. When the process completed, the sporangium burst and release these spores into the surrounding. These spores have rigid and tough cell wall. They are very small in size, light in weight, so they are carried by the air and spread in the other surrounding. When they get the substratum, then they germinate and form the new hypha or new organism. So this is the benefit of sporulation. It increases the number with the help of only single sporangium. Okay, this is the best feature of sporulation. Now next come to the next type of asexual mode of reproduction, that is fragmentation. Fragmentation, the best example is Spirogyra. Fragmentation. In case of Spirogyra, it is an alga. The body design is very simple. It is multicellular organism, and the cells just arrange one after the another and make the organism. It is eukaryotic, so have the well-defined nucleus. As it is a plant, it has a chloroplast. At maturity, this Spirogyra, this organism break up into the pieces. So these two pieces are now called the fragments, and the cells of these pieces now divide and it will form the new organism. This process is called fragmentation, and these pieces are called fragments. The cells will divide and it will form the new organism. Next mode of asexual reproduction is next in this topic we also study about the regeneration. Regeneration, it is very interesting one. In the process of regeneration, any cutted part of the organism is able to divide and differentiate and form the new organism. For example, planaria. The example is planaria. It is a multicellular platyhelminthes having very simple body design like this. If experimentally or by any accident it cut down into pieces, like it cut down into these 3 pieces, then each and every piece the cells will divide and it will form complete organism. Like this. So this is a power of regeneration. This is regeneration. Now the frequently asked question in the exam, that is regeneration a sexual mode of reproduction, why or why not? So it is not a mode of asexual reproduction, because any organism cannot depend on the others for the formation of new organisms, and these organisms have different way of reproduction, like planaria show the sexual reproduction. Regeneration also found in Hydra. So Hydra also reproduces asexually by budding and also by the sexual mode of reproduction. It is a specific feature of the organism. When we cut it, then only it will convert into the new organism. Now the question comes, why we are studying it in asexual mode of reproduction? Because in this process we are getting the offspring from single parent by the process of mitosis only. That's why we are studying this concept in asexual reproduction. Thank you.